Day.
I look. I just woke up from a nap an hour ago. Um, yeah, 'cause
Pretty
I
much
got off work.
same.
Yeah, I just woke up. Yeah, got off work, came home, and took a damn nap. Been dealing with toothaches this year so far. And it's like whenever I'm ready to go to the dentist, that's when I got to make the payment for my dental insurance. So I have to wait to make the payment for my dental insurance
Yeah,
before I go and build up money because it's crazy how you probably spend more money at the dentist than you do at the doctor sometimes.
for sure.
Initially. Yeah, yeah. I mean, shit. Why can't Obamacare make dentistry free just like, healthcare? I'm just saying. We want to keep our teeth too.
Right.
so so I'm talking to a geek, huh?
Yeah, that's me. I'm a bit of a
Oh,
geek.
okay, so what makes you a geek? How you doing, people? And I am Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star, host of STO, the Smokers Lounge. And I'm here to give you something to smoke over. I'm talking about Spotify for podcasters. That's right. Spotify now has it to where you can start your podcasting career. We're talking about video podcasting, and you can make money by monetizing your podcast, whether it's through donations or even setting up a subscriber side of your podcast. So go to Spotify, sign up, and start podcasting like me and make money. Take your hobby and go ahead and make it your career. Smoke this over.
I don't want to like define the word geek, but I know that for me, I'm just really into all sorts of like fantasy, sci-fi, kind of just like the imagination and imaginative like type of media that's out there. I'm very drawn to it.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that you had the Pokemon going on.
Oh yeah,
Look at
Pokemon.
you. You couldn't did Jigglypuff.
Oh, I used to have a Jigglypuff shirt. I feel like I'm a bit of a Jigglypuff. Got that
I'm sorry,
softness.
Jigglypuff is my favorite Pokemon. I don't know. I don't. Yes, people, I used to watch the Pokemon cartoon regularly. Yes, I did, and I'm not
Yeah.
shaming. Because I'm sorry, Jigglypuff my favorite one because he never. Well, we don't know if he's a he or she because at least to the internet they'll say it's a she or it's a he. Because it'd be funny as hell. I be listening to like motherfuckers be going nuts over Cookie Run and the characters for Cookie Run. I'd be like, really? Does it fucking matter whether the cookie is a man or a female? But anyway, but yeah, I just love the fact that her power is to sing you to sleep. Not realizing that she's singing you to sleep. Then get mad when you go to sleep and draw a mustache and a glasses on your face. And I'm like, who the fuck would want Jigglypuff as a Pokemon? How would you win any battles with Jigglypuff?
She's a bit of a brat, you know. There's much power in being a brat, I suppose.
Mm. Yeah, because it was just funny because she'll sit there, everybody sleep. She's like, you motherfuckers. I wish they could just had it sometimes. You motherfuckers. All right, I got something for y'all motherfuckers. So y'all want to go to sleep on. So what's your favorite anime to watch?
My favorite anime,
Mm-hmm.
I really liked man, I can't remember the name. Like I can't remember what it's called. It's like something like Legend of the Shield Hero or something like that. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
while since I watched it, but like I really enjoyed the way that anime was done.
Mm-hmm. Me is Cowboy Bebop. That was always my favorite.
That's a good one.
Uh,
Classic.
yeah, I used to watch that on when they first started doing adult. What was it, Toonami? And I did see the live action one, and a lot of people trashed it. I liked it, and I wish they came back with a second season. To
I
me,
liked
I
it
really liked it.
too. I felt like yeah, it was its own thing, but I
Hmm.
liked the way it was done.
And two, and then of course Netflix have a lot of the. I saw the one for Bleach, Samurai X. I saw the remake for that, or what have you. Now the worst remake was, unfortunately, and I'm still mad. Dragon Ball Z. How dare you disgrace that great anime with that bullshit ass movie that it came out with?
I never seen the movie,
You
but
don't want to.
I've seen enough memes to know to stay away.
Oh God, it was like because it was the blind guy, the blind vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He played Pikachu, and they had a white dude play Goku. You know,
Hmm.
and Chow Yun Fei, he played the teacher or what have you. And I'm sitting there like looking at the movie, right? And I was like, how is that Superman got a better fight scene than Dragon Ball Z? It was like the fight scene was just so anticlimactic.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've stayed away. I don't think I have it in me to dip into that.
Well, shoot. Well, since you a geek like myself, I do want to bring you back for May the Fourth be with you, so we can talk Star Wars. Are you into Star Wars? Because I
Oh,
have no one to talk Star
I'm
Wars with.
into the original like trilogy, but beyond
Yeah.
that, I haven't really gotten too obsessed with it.
Oh, damn! I'm more geek than you. Damn. I'm into it hard. From I identify Sith myself. They just, I mean, don't get it twisted. I love the Jedi, but I identify Sith. They're more fun, for especially the ones that I read about. So, oh, give me one second. Hello, smokers. How y'all doing? And welcome to the Smokers Lounge. I'm your host, Kevin Arbor Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what to do. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. For a sponsor to tell you about, the first one being the lsworld.com. Next up, AriseSizzleMagazine.com, the Heiser Mag in the game. After that, of course, y'all know what it is. 90% profit, no hashtag issues. For your consumers, a new place to consume your Triple X content, excitebunny.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated voiceover with Smut. Plus, they even got a VR section for you people with Oculus. I'm talking about blusherotica.com. Also, we're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shopgwdistrict.com and support Black businesses and buy from over 500 boutiques, shops, and retailers. You feel me? Also, check me out on fullyswapradio.com in the mornings, 5 days a week. Also, check me out on skyhawkafterdarktv.com as well, the BGP LLC app. So I'm sitting here with this sexy, gorgeous, redheaded, geeky, thick, and now a new fan. I'm one of her new biggest fans. I'm going to sit back and let her introduce herself. Go ahead, babe.
Hi, I'm Robin Fay, and I've been doing online industry work for about 5 years now.
Oh,
I'm
my. No, go ahead.
I just like to hang out, geek out, do my thing, let loose, and yeah, I nothing too special, just myself, and I hope that's enough, you know?
Oh, yeah. So, I see you have been nominated for Sex Worker Advocate Award in 2021 and 2022, and also a founding model for Cherry TV. So tell us about Cherry TV real quick.
Oh, yeah. Cherry TV is one of the newer campsites on the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you, I really like the interface. It's very much kind of like a gamer interface would be
Mm-hmm.
something like, Twitch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has a lot of the like familiar features you want from a campsite. It's very easy to use, very user friendly if you're new to the campsite, cam world. So it's very good for starters, for veterans, whatever level you might be at. Cherry TV is really, really good. They're always trying to come up with new ideas, new things to make things easier and to get you more money in your pocket.
Yeah, because most people they'll jump on my free cams, StreamMate, Chatterbait, or what have you, and everything. What made you do Cherry TV versus those sites?
I like just how the model is like updated. A lot of campsites kind of have like older interfaces, older models that I just can't really learn. Like the learning curve for it isn't like easy per se.
Hmm.
So I really like how Cherry TV's layout is. It's very easy to use. I like how they have like a level system, so you can level up in the site, and there's lots of friendly contests and a way to kind of just get you motivated to work, get that little like competition aspect of you ignited. And I thought that that was a really good idea and unique. Um, so I was attracted to the model, definitely.
Yeah. So do you use any other the other sites to webcam on
Yeah,
besides that one?
but beside Cherry, I really stuck by Strip Chat for a while,
Hmm.
much for the same reasons, where it was a more modern, updated, sleek look, and it was very user-friendly, easy to use. Very beautiful, well done site as well.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that for us to be performers, you want a site, whether you're doing content or webcamming, to be very functional and easy to use. Period. Especially because if it's easy for you to use, it's easy for your fan base to navigate. You know,
Exactly.
speak to ladies picking the right campsite that will benefit them the most and give them the most out of it for their fan base.
Exactly.
No, I'll ask you to speak on
Oh,
it.
I'm
'Cause a
sorry.
lot
I,
of girls
I
don't
like
understand the
must have
importance
missed
of
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Some people do like to like finagle with their sites and like do all their own like integration and stuff like that, where they set up their own like games and stuff like that, and it takes like a little bit more like know-how with a computer and stuff. And I personally, I don't. I don't want to mess with all that. Like it's already work for me. Like I
Yeah.
don't I don't need to be like a tech person, or I don't want to be a tech person. I'm already doing everything else under the sun in this industry. So, yeah, I prefer easy to use like one-click sites or sites that already have their own like games integrated into it, and stuff like that. Personally, I know people who are a little more tech savvy can do the other sites, but I like it simple. I like it done for
Yeah.
me.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So, and then also you got nominated for sex work advocacy. Um, there's a lot of females in the business, but they're not advocating the business. If you get what I'm saying, are true advocates. You know, um, because as sex workers, we out of all the entertainers, we catch the most flack. We catch the most hell. We catch the most side eyes, despite the fact that so many of the other entertainers and other genres want to come to our side of the fence ever since OnlyFans became the shit.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's kind of weird because it's just like sex sells, so everybody wants to, dabble in like sexuality and pretty much sex work, but they don't want to call it sex work, or like, they don't want to be associated with sex workers, but they'll still like our business models and our tactics and our dances and our,
Mhm.
everything else, but they don't want to be called sex workers.
Yeah, because people don't realize twerking was in the strip club first. People, strippers was twerking first. It just wasn't a dance that everybody was damn doing. Let's keep it 100. Oh my god! So let's go in the time machine, shall we? Let's go back 5 years. What brought you into the sex world?
Kind of like how I was talking about earlier, how people like to take things from the sex worker industry and not like call it sex work. I started in cosplay, and
Mhm.
they're definitely a group that definitely likes to do that, where they like to
Yeah.
take things from the sex worker industry, but they don't want to be called sex workers. Whereas me, I was like, no, I'm pretty sure this is getting into the sex work side of things. Like,
Mhm.
I'm starting to sell more than just, pictures of my cosplay. I'm starting to get more risque with it. Um, so that's how I started. It's definitely, I can see it as an easy gateway into the sex worker industry. At least it was for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because it no different than swingers. Because it seems like you have a lot of swingers that get to the industry too. Especially on the boy girl side of things and everything. So, with your cosplay, how was you selling your cosplay at first? Your
Well,
cosplay, were you doing pictures? Were you doing videos?
I was seeing like other people like doing that. Crap, what was the site called? Like, I think it's called Patreon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, it was kind of like the prototype to OnlyFans, kind of,
yeah.
where people would kind of support you monthly to get bonuses. And, so I started taking pictures and selling like prints. Um, and then when I realized there was a whole world of people already doing this and doing like a completely digital model where they weren't having to like mail anything or do anything like that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. And I just kind of um, rabbit holed into the world of sex work.
Mhm. Word, word. So, so what was the first site that you? How did you get into the sex world trade? Did you do it through webcamming? Did you do it
I
because how many years was it before you jumped into sex world?
um I, Jesus, I was doing cosplay probably for like 4 or so years before jumping into sex work, but it was kind of just
Okay.
like a constantly just dipping my toes in where I could and trying to like figure it out myself. Like there wasn't as many like self-help uh things
Yeah.
out there, resources out there like there are today. So, I had a friend who did camming. So I did the site that she did, which was a strip chat about 5, 6 years ago. Um, and then I found many vids, so I like made one of those accounts. I was all just like kind of overwhelming and like new, and it took me a while to kind of be comfortable, I guess, and like kind of
Mhm.
just settle in. So it wasn't just one thing that I like jumped into. It was kind of just like an experiment of finding myself in this industry.
Mhm. Okay, okay. So, so as far as what you do more webcam than you do content, am I correct?
I'm sorry?
I said you do more webcamming than content, am I correct?
No, I would say I do more like content than webcamming now.
Oh,
I
okay.
started off heavy webcamming and then I really got into content creation.
Okay. So, what type of content do you put out? So my smokers can understand when they join your sites what they're going to see.
I like to keep things pretty diverse. I don't have like a specific niche. I like to, especially on like my subscription sites like OnlyFans, I like to throw out a lot of timeline content, not the pay to see or pay to view.
Mhm.
I like to experiment with different like kinks and fetishes that I've never done before. I think it's like a fun way to explore with my fans and myself. You never know what you're into until you try it. So I like to keep things fun, fresh like that. And then I like to obviously cater to my geeks. It's like a personal passion of mine as well to do like kind of just projects that I feel like I'd be really into. And I think the fans kind of feed off of that. Like they see the energy that I have doing what I do and they really enjoy that. So I still incorporate cosplay. Or I do like role play and stuff that caters to fantasy geeks, sci-fi
Mhm.
geeks, things like that. I don't like to limit myself necessarily, so there's a
Okay.
lot there.
So you basically do, let's say, fetishes. You do solo. You do solo content.
Oh yeah, mostly solo. I try not to involve other people so much because I don't know, like I feel like they make it really hard. OnlyFans for some reason has been making it really hard for me to put my partner onto my site. So
Mm. Yeah, because of course I always said this: there's two ways that you can be successful in this business and make money without having to fuck somebody on camera. That is because you're a very good webcammer or you very deep and heavy into the fetish world, period, and everything. And because fetish is such a niche market and it's a money making market, I also know that a lot of girls are now. I'm calling this the year of fetish, ladies and gentlemen. Last year was the year of anal because a lot of girls kept saying, "Yeah, I'm going to try anal, do more anal." But now I'm hearing girls say, "I'm not doing much boy girl this year. I'm looking to do more fetish, and everything." Is is girls looking to do more fetish because it's a little bit of an easier route, or is it because the sites are making it hard for you to put up boy girl content?
I have no true idea. I do feel like boy girl content actually might be a little bit easier because it's just like, especially if you're already working with somebody or whatnot. And if you collab with other people, like you have both sides of their fans looking at you. So I feel like boy girl can be easier, or just collab content in general can be easier. But I feel like fetish content is, I don't know if I want to say it's easier because, it takes a lot to do something that you're not into. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know.
Yeah, especially when they be throwing custom videos, and some of the custom videos, you be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I'm like, I don't, I don't know what that's about.
Oh my god! Yeah. So do you do customs?
Yeah, I do customs. I do get the wild out there stuff. Sometimes it's really fun though, like,
Mhm. So which custom was the most fun you ever did?
oh, I have I actually ended up getting into a new fetish based on a custom, and it ended up being like a spit and drool fetish, and it was like
Ooh.
excessive, and I
Mm.
didn't really know how into it I would be, especially since it's like so messy, and like, it's not just
Mhm.
like a little bit of drool, it's like they wanted a lot. And that ended up being more fun than I thought it would be.
I can understand that on this piece. Yeah, because even with me, I get a custom every now and then, and they want me to be with a girl. I'm retired, so um, I I'm like, no, I can't do that custom, buddy.
Yeah.
They be wild as shit or whatever. So um, when it comes to your filming, well, actually, let's get back to the boy girl thing. So, are you looking to eventually do more boy girl, maybe even work with others on camera?
I'm quite socially awkward. So my issue with working with other people, it's like mostly like my like one-sided on my side because
Hmm.
I'll freeze up. I can't perform like the same way as when I'm solo. So it's like I don't want to waste somebody else's time and ruin like their work because I can't perform, or I'm coming off as stiff, or you know what I mean? So,
Aw,
yeah,
aw,
I
she's
know it
right.
sucks because there's lots of really nice people, really sexy people, like, but
See, no, I think it's just gonna take the right person to break the ice for you. That's all. It's just gonna take the right person. Whether it's female or male. Because even with me, don't get it twisted. The first time I got on camera, I was nervous as fuck. You know, it,
yeah,
it,
so
it,
far, everyone I've worked with, like, which hasn't been many, have been friends, like people that I know in real life who have also gotten into the industry.
okay. So, do you do boy girl on any of your sites?
I have done boy girl. I wouldn't say I do boy girl because it's so rare. Um,
Yeah.
so it's there. It's available limitedly.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, that's not a bad thing because it's one, you're not dependent upon boy girl content. Um, because that can be a hassle within itself because part of it is finding somebody to work with,
Yeah.
period. Because you'll hear girls say, like even in Vegas, especially BBW, they have a hard time finding male towns down shooter. Period. Even some of these fuckers that actually cut their teeth working with BB dubs or thicker women, period. And like I said, you do solo content, and a lot of guys seem to be into solo content. They don't want to see a dude; they want to see you with a dildo and imagine themselves.
Yeah, I've
Period.
definitely heard that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, but when you do your boy girl content, does it sell well?
Yeah, it sells really well. And I think part of that is because it's so rare that when
Mhm.
they finally get the opportunity, they're like, they jump at it, which I appreciate.
Mhm.
um, I think it's fun,
Yeah.
working with other people and like showing that part of me that, people rarely get to see.
Oh yeah, because I think that's also another reason where it's a rarity, it sells more versus if you're doing it on a regular basis. Because then now you got to come up with different scenarios, different type boy girl scenes that you want to do or what have you. Meaning that you got to start at some point become more creative. But even with solos, you got to kind of do the same because you don't want to give them the same solo different day.
Yeah.
Period. So when it comes to your solos, like how do you come up with the ideas for your content for your solos?
Sometimes my fans give me ideas, especially if I'm like having some kind of block, like creative block. I will make like little contests where I'm like, come up with my next video and you'll get that video for free. Like things like that. Gets them
Mhm.
involved, gets them um, getting the content that they want.
Mhm.
Um, and it gives me new ideas all the time. I just I come up with lots of creative ideas myself. I do OnlyFans like mostly like for myself. Like it's like more like a passion project for me than it is like, strictly money making. So I
Mhm.
have lots of ideas on the back burner. You get inspired by a lot of things, especially when you watch like shows and you do cosplay.
Mhm.
You'll get inspired by the cosplays and the characters.
Mhm.
And I also get like requests for customs, and then like that will inspire me. I'll be like, wow, I didn't even think about, all that. And then I'll
Mhm.
apply that to some of my solo work too.
Yeah, most definitely. So how many toys you got?
Oh, I've got a lot. I don't even know if I don't have a number off the top of my head. And also, I am a mess. So it's just like a drawer full of toys. I don't have those big old display cases that people have. No, it's just shoved in my special drawers.
Oh Lord. So what is your favorite go-to toy for your solos?
My favorite go-to toy is my realistic dildo. I named it Paul because it's all white and bald.
She named it
Um,
Paul.
yeah, it's a white bald toy. Like it looks like a Paul. Like I don't know.
Oh,
So it's just
oh
a
my God.
standard dildo. It's realistic looking, so I feel like it goes with a lot of like the um, customs where people want to like feel like they're there,
Mhm.
um, like POV content and stuff like that. So that's my go-to.
Yeah, because I know with solos, it's a little different than when you're doing a boy girl because I ask girls all the time, how you stay motivated in the scene? I mean, of course, because you're playing with dildo, but you know, even to like, even with boy girl scenes, sometimes you might have bad days. You may not feel up to it. This and that. So where do your mind go when you are recording? your solos? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about whatever to keep you turned on?
I sometimes, I do have to work through spells where I'm not actually into it. I feel like this happens probably like with customs more than like my own like creations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but sometimes you just have to work through it, get extra lube out there, like, and
Yeah.
fake it till you make it. Usually, when you're just faking it and like pretending that you're into it, next thing you know, you find out that your body's being tricked and you're like more into it than you were when you started. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just the sad reality is that you just got to work through it.
I can understand that this piece. Cause yeah, I remember watching a girl. She was sitting there masturbating, and it was not sexy when you reach over and go grab a sandwich to eat, like you bored as hell. I'm like, that's not cool. That's not sexy. No. Even though you can play to the food fetish with that, but that ain't the point. I don't think that's the moment when you do that. So, how often do you record?
It's definitely dependent on my mood, how creative I'm feeling, how I guess motivated I'm feeling too. Sometimes like I'll have great ideas, but then like no motivation. And then sometimes I'll have all the motivation and then no ideas. So it's just sporadic. I wish I had more of a schedule. I
Mm-hmm.
do have a list of minimum requirements that I try to make for my fans, and I stick to that so that they're at least getting consistent content that they know that they're going to get. But I like
Mm-hmm.
to throw in bonuses all the time, um, so it's not consistent with how many bonuses you're going to get, but it's always fun when you get them.
Okay. So, what made you decide to do more content than webcamming?
Webcamming kind of, it's hard for me to talk about. But a certain site, I used to be the top watched American model when I started, and I'd have like hundreds of people in my room. And then one day I just started having like 10 people in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that wasn't me. Like, why would I go from so good to just bad
Mm-hmm.
overnight? So, I don't want to point fingers or anything, but I
Yeah.
just, when all of a sudden your income and you were making $500, like $500 hours, and then next thing you know, you're making like $5 hours, like, what are you going to do? You got to find something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, because you had some girls who just straight up quit. They be like, "Fuck this shit. It ain't worth it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't realize that you have to play the long game in the sex world. You have to. You can't think short term because you're still building a business. Period. No one goes into starting a beauty a salon, a hair salon, thinking, yeah, if I don't make enough this year, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Period. So so with that being said, people, you know what? Great segue to my favorite time and y'all favorite time of the show. This is part of the show where the pussies go dry, the dicks go limp. They talk about the business. Now that you kind of hinted to it, that you switch lanes a little bit because it was less money coming on the webcam side of things, and you start noticing more money on the content side. And a lot of ladies they come in, they think they're gonna make a shitload of money walking into this business. Was that something that you thought at first?
No, I was actually working a vanilla job when I first got into webcamming, and I'm just a bit of an exhibitionist, so it was kind of fun. It like played into, my cosplay persona at the time, and so I wasn't really expecting it to go as far as it did, but then I started making lots of money, and that's when I kind
Yeah.
of hopped over to the webcam side.
Hmm.
But luckily, I had dipped my toes into like content creation, other websites, all that. So when webcamming kind of failed me, I had kind of backup plans at that point.
Yeah. Now, also the other thing is that, like I said, I noticed with um your Twitter feed or what have you, you don't show a lot of cooch and you
Yeah.
don't show a lot of tits. It seems like your technique less is more. Do you feel that helps you sell better?
I have no idea. It's like it's not necessarily like me trying to be prudish or like try to hide all my stuff. It's just that a lot of people take my posts and post them elsewhere and make money off of my posts. So
Mm,
it kind of that's why I kind of limit my posting. Um, because if anyone's gonna make money off of my posts, I want it to be me.
yeah, I feel
So
that. Yeah, because even with your pictures, I don't see a lot of selfies. You take a lot of mileage pictures, you know, and everything, which I can tell that you probably did a little bit of modeling on top of this, period. Either that or you just naturally good at it. Um, oh, go ahead. What you about to say?
Oh yeah,
That lady?
with the cosplay, especially before I got into like sex work or whatever, it was very like all these photographers come up to you, want to take your pictures and stuff like that. So I did get into modeling for cosplay for a while. I even did like runway modeling for a bit too. So
Excuse me, she ripped the one way, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about.
it was geeky runway for conventions like so Comic-Con and stuff like that.
So do you so you do attend like the Comic Cons and all that good stuff, which I'm starting to see. I gotta get. It's just funny. It was like I'm so used to. I grew up with the only Comic Con was San Diego. Now you have them literally. I have a Comic Con that comes to Durham, one that comes to Raleigh, or what have you. Do you attend them regularly?
I don't attend them regularly anymore. I used to be really big into the Comic Con scene. I had lots of friends. I even did advocacy inside the geeky convention scene as well. So I got into some cons for free. I also modeled and got in for free, and it was a different time.
Yeah,
It was fun though.
yeah. So have you been to any Comic Con since you had dipped into the sex world?
Not, no, not really. When I first started, I think there was still a little bit of crossover between me going to Comic Cons and doing cosplay and doing the sex work, but no, I kind of fell off of it.
Shoot, well, I mean, I ain't gonna front. You might well wait. Have you been to any of the porn conventions?
No, no, no conventions.
Oh my God! Wait a second. How will you get nominated for Why Not? You ain't been to a Why Not convention?
Oh, I guess I did go to Why Not. I don't know if is it a convention? I thought it was kind of like just like
It,
a,
I
because
consider it a convention because I mean, it's
uh,
just it's for the industry. It's not
yeah,
fans,
it's an
you know.
industry.
So,
I thought you meant like the like fan ones that, you know,
yeah,
no.
because to be honest with you, more cosplayers are coming to the exotics and the AVNs nowadays. You know, they driven to the outside the fence now. You know, so that's something you plan to do in the future is to go to some of these conventions.
Um, like I said earlier, why I don't collab because of my social awkwardness. I also don't really like do conventions because of
Mhm.
it.
The big crowds ain't
Yeah.
no joke. I can understand. Trust me.
Yeah, and it's like more networking and work based, whereas when I went to like geek conventions, it was just like full of like, I don't
Mm.
have to talk to anybody. I could go to the booths. I can like people watch, like people in their costumes, like things like that. But at like these conventions, it's mostly just networking, meeting people that you know, um, all the stuff that I'm not good at, like socially. So,
Yeah, because even with me, I've been to convention about twice. I did one early in my career, and then in 2018 I went to the Exotic in New Jersey.
And it sounds funny even with me saying it, me being a rap artist, me myself, I'm not cool with big crowds either. So I had to actually, I had to smoke me a nice, good, strong blunt before I walked in them damn things. Because my anxiety would be fever pitch up in that building. Which is funny because you'd be surprised how many porn stars are actually socially awkward.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't believe that we are socially awkward. Just because we suck dick, just because girls suck dick on camera and dudes eat pussy, doesn't mean that we're not socially awkward people.
Right. Like that's easy compared to socialize. My mouth is full. I don't have to worry about
Yeah. I ain't got to talk with a dick in my mouth about this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Period. Because that's the interesting part. It's like I hit up girls who come on the podcast. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not a great talker, and I'll be like, wait a second. I just find it funny. I'll be like, well, damn, you show everything on your Twitter, but you don't want to have a conversation on this goddamn podcast. But I can
Yeah.
understand because, like I said, talking and fucking are two totally different, entities and two different animals, period. So
Exactly. And two different skills, like for sure.
most definitely. So with you, because of course you got to, work social media, promote. Because a lot of people don't realize that the easy part is the filming. The hard part is the stuff leading into putting the stuff online, promoting, and marketing. Speak to the work that you have to put into that after the filming.
Oh yeah, definitely the filming is the easiest part. I hate when it's over and like I have to edit, and it's so funny because I do like minimal editing, and yet it always is like pulling teeth to get me to edit. Like,
Yeah.
um, so even though I don't find editing that hard because I don't do like crazy stuff, um, man, just doing it is the hard part. Um, Promoting it, marketing it, that's definitely also hard. People who are like on your subscription sites are going to see it, but getting new people into it, so you have to like make teasers, promo photos. Like it's more than just filming. And like what I tell people, I was like, just because it takes you 5 minutes to watch it doesn't mean it took 5 minutes to make.
Oh
Like,
no.
yeah.
Because even with me with podcasting, trust me, I have to literally motivate myself to edit videos. When it was just audio, it wasn't. Even with that, it still took a lot because because I use this program called Headliner. Before I found that, I had to do it, through Windows Movie Maker. You know, and that's a lot because it takes forever for it to publish, to load and all that. Then then of course I had to make trailers, which it's a difference between making a porn trailer versus a podcast trailer because now we trying to find the right conversation and all that good stuff.
Right.
And trust me, people don't realize I'm to the point now. I can't wait till I make more money where I could just pay somebody to do the fucking editing because that shit is work. I be finding myself like 4 episodes down. I'm like, damn it, I gotta take a day to put all these damn episodes up, and I don't even feel like doing it half the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So shoot. So how often do you update your site?
I like I said, I have a list of like things that I do every time that or every month, so they're gonna get that for sure. Bonuses happen whenever, and uh, but I definitely do monthly content where everyone's gonna get video, photo set, fetish of the month, updates from my personal life. Like I have a whole like kind of community that I'm trying to build there more so than just like pictures and just video. Just I want just diverse content, and that's what I try to put up there, but it's not necessarily like scheduled.
Yeah, because I know like we keep it real on my show. You have like many vids who force you to have to update weekly. You know, how do you balance the quality with your quantity? Because sometimes when we do so much, the one thing that gets lost is the quality.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I don't do like some people have like a daily post type of business model. I don't follow that business model. I see my work mostly as like a passion project, things that I want to do, things that I want to share. So I try not to just pump out quality or quantity. I try to pump out quality and things that I know that I'm gonna like and things that I know my fans are gonna like. So I don't have that like push business model. I have a this is what you guys are gonna get, and I hope you enjoy. Like, yeah,
Yeah, because I remember it used to be a time in the industry where you could just update once a month. Now they want your ass damn near update every day. And ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be able to keep up with that shit, nor do I want to. You know, period. And plus also the beauty of you not doing a lot of boy girl, guess you ain't gotta worry about spending money on testing. Because
yeah.
that shit can become costly after a while. I'm sorry. Especially now that with the work stoppages and now we got the swab, you know, period. So which is because I was like, well, damn. I remember a time when they want no such thing as swabbing out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's great, you know, period. So I can understand why a lot of females be like, nah, I think I'd rather do fetish a little bit more than boy girl because god dang it, it's just too much sometimes, you know, period. So what else I wanted to talk about? So when you come up with your cosplay, because I know you do implement a lot of cosplay into your content, how do you pick which cosplay you want to do?
Sometimes I'm really inspired by like what is happening like on like Netflix or the streaming sites and what's coming out. Um, One of my first cosplays I ever did was Neil Gaiman's death from The Sandman. And then all of a sudden, yeah, like
Ooh,
10 years later, the show comes out.
comes
And
out,
yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, man, that
That
was
shit was good too, won't it? That shit was good as shit. I ain't even go
yeah.
front.
I love it. I know Neil Gaiman was waiting on that baby for a long time, so I'm so happy he got what he wanted. But
Yes.
yeah, when it came out, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bust out that old cosplay that I used to do.
Oh my goodness. Now, have you done Wendy yet? Wednesday.
Wednesday,
'Cause I
yes,
saw
Wednesday
the.
is my titular, most common, well-known cosplay that I've done since I first got into the
Oh,
cosplay world.
I'm sorry. It was like it's crazy to me. It's funny how now after the Wednesday series came out, now everybody want to do that, try to do that cosplay. And to me, I thought that might have been one of the go-tos to begin with. Now versus everyone doing Velma. Cause I swear I'm so sick and tired of looking at a Velma cosplay. It gets on my nerves, man. I'm like, damn, y'all can't think of nothing else.
Yeah,
I'm
Velma's
like,
pretty popular. Wednesday is was pretty popular too. Just usually, I guess more alt and goth girls would go for that
mm-hmm.
more than anyone. So.
So what cosplay would you like to do that nobody else is doing? I know you probably thought of one that ain't nobody doing this one. Let me do this one.
I have actually a custom made Darth Revan mask from Knights of the Old
Stop
Republic.
fucking playing. Stop. Fuck. Fans, y'all know how I feel about Darth Raven. You know how I feel about Darth Raven. Why the fuck they ain't never make his goddamn movie? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so when you play that game, you can be either a girl or a boy. He wasn't canon as a guy at the time.
Oh
So
my.
I guess she, because I played the girl version on the video game, was always my favorite. So I got the custom made mask from the video game, and I always
Mm-hmm.
meant to do like a sexy version of the cosplay.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be fucking yourself with a lightsaber, is you?
they make lightsaber dildos though. So
Yeah, I'm surprised they ever done that
they
because
do have
they
lightsaber
got 'em?
dildos.
Okay. Oh my
So
God, let
I
the force
know.
be with you, and she's fucking herself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I just need to find where I put that custom mask. Because I got
That
it
is
years ago.
funky, yo. Cause I'm sorry, cause he's like one of my favorite. Him and Darth Nihilus are my two favorite Siths. Especially now, I love his mask. His mask is fire to me. You know,
Yeah.
if I ever go to a Comic Con and I was gonna dress up, I'll dress up as Darth Nihilus. You know, period. Which is funny because he was so powerful. He was by the end of it, he was nothing but energy in a suit. You know, that's how strong they do. This dude could drain a whole planet. That one was crazy. They called him the Lord of Hunger, what have you. But yeah, it's kind of like even to me, like I was telling the girl, I said nobody ever thought about Pippi Longstocking as a cosplay. I'm like, that's old school. I mean, that would be hot to do. Strawberry shortcake. That might be before your time, though.
Yeah,
Strawberry
it's a
shortcake.
little bit before my time. I try to stick to adult cosplay, um,
Mhm.
characters that are already adults. Um, with Wednesday Addams, I was heavily inspired by Adult Wednesday Addams by Melissa Hunter.
Mhm.
She was very much kind of like me, where she just like kind of like always kind of putting people in their place.
Yeah.
Especially like people who are like disrespectful. So she was kind of like very feminist, very like kind of just an advocate in the way that I feel like I am. So
So yeah, because I ain't gonna front that Wednesday series on Netflix was fire. Um, and she played Wednesday to the hilt. I ain't even gonna front how Wednesday would be at that age, you know. And it just everybody wasn't feeling the mother and father though, you
oh
know.
yeah. I know that in season 2 they're gonna bring out the family dynamic a little bit more, so I'm hoping they get that chemistry together by
Yeah,
then.
yeah. But see, I think Gomez, they used the image of Gomez from the actual comic strip because he was
Yeah,
actually fat. He was actually a
yeah.
fat guy. You
Hmm.
know, he won't the guy that we saw in the Adams, Adams Family Values in the movies or what have you.
Yeah, there's no Raul Julia, who I also love, but
Yeah, I hate it when he died, man. I liked him as
oh
a
yeah,
as an actor.
I
I
miss
almost shed I
Raul
shed a
Julia.
tear. Yeah, so my favorite cosplay outfit is La Kill. I don't know if you know about that cosplay.
I know
Um,
about it, but I haven't watched it, no.
yeah, that because I saw a girl do the suit when the suit transforms, the school girl outfit transforms. That to me is the hottest outfit, period. And then I saw a girl do Attack of the Titans, the outfit that the people that were killing the Titans wear. That shit was hot. I saw a girl do a scene in that shit. That shit was fire. Where they ripped the I guess the tight pants and fucked them through it, you know. And I always tell girls, a lot of girls, because it's like to me, you was doing cosplay before it was cool in porn. Because you didn't see a lot of girls really trying to do cosplay in porn.
Yeah, but I was very small potatoes back then, so it's not like I made a dent in the popularity of cosplay or the rise of cosplay.
Oh no, I can totally understand that because I tell girls they should get to their cosplay fan because you also tap into geekdom. And let's keep it 100. Geeks spend way more money, and they're way more loyal as fans. Straight up.
Yeah, I mostly just love the geek community because they are so passionate, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. So a lot of them, yeah, I would say most of my fans that have stuck around for the longest have been the geeks. Like even when I gravitated away from cosplay, um, they still stuck around. They are very loyal.
Yeah. Period. I always wanted to. My dream cosplay scene was. I'm a huge Red Hood fan. Jason Todd.
Just yeah.
I love the character. Um, I remember. Yeah, I'm about to give my age reference. I had the comic book when he got killed by the Joker.
Oh damn.
I had the comic book, and I remember in the back of the comic book, you can call to vote whether he lived or died. I
What?
called for him to live, but he ended up dying in the next comic. So, but I like the way they brought him back, and I always wanted to do a multiverse version of him with maybe like a Catwoman or something, period, where he's the black version of Jason Todd, period. I even found the outfit and everything online, and I really like Red Hood. Do you ever watch like the YouTube channel where they be having the verses?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you watch the one with him and Deadpool.
Oh, I
That
I
shit had
see
me
why they
dying out
pair them.
laughing because they're my two favorite characters, him and Deadpool. Oh God. And I can't wait. I still haven't seen Ant-Man Quantumania. I'm waiting for that to come on Disney Plus. Because you into Marvel, right?
I'm not so into Marvel. I do remember being into like the cartoon growing up, like the 90s animated series. And
Mm.
what's the other one where they're like all in high school?
I think I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I,
I
I'm a
loved
huge
the
X-Men
animated
fan
series
myself.
of X-Men.
Mm.
And then that's mostly it. I do love X-Men, but I didn't get too much into like the Avengers and stuff like that. I have watched quite a bit of the movies though.
I can see you do a cosplay of Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. I
Yeah.
know Phoenix used to be like one of my like favorites
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
her.
younger.
Jean Grey. Yeah. Because the red hair and everything. And you look like a Jean Grey. So I would love to see a cosplay of that, you know what I'm saying, where you like the Phoenix or even the Dark Phoenix. You know, that's right, people. I do know my comic books. I used to collect them very heavy. I had the first X Force. I had the Death of Superman, and when he came back, I had when Batman had his back broke. That whole series or what have you.
Dang.
See, I can see you being Batgirl because I'm thinking about all the redheads. You know what I'm saying? Batgirl. That she was one of my favorites too. And
Yeah.
then it came with Batwoman. I was like, okay,
There's
don't
a
they have a
whole Bat
Batgirl?
family now, huh? They got
Yeah, I was like, shoot. It's like that's the theme now. Everybody got a family. You got the Superman family, the Batman family. You have all the Spider-Mans.
the Spider-Mans, yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's just, like I said, it's just to me, I just love talking to somebody that is a geek like myself because it's so much I can talk to them about.
Yeah.
I even saw a girl was into Gundam Wing. I said, stop playing. I love Gundam. That's one of my favorite shows of all time, what have you. And I'm old school. I also remember Robotech. That's where all that stuff started from, and
Yeah.
Voltron and all that and stuff. So yeah, that's part of one of the reasons why I didn't want to interview because I saw like the Pikachu and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I got to interview her. Shit, she did Pikachu.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
all over the place with the geekdom. I didn't get into the comic books, but I definitely remember the old school cartoons I really liked. Um,
Mhm.
and because I couldn't get into comic books, I would like, Google instead. Like what's that storyline about? What's that arc about? Like
So now I see you got a horsetail whip. Are you into BDSM?
BDSM. I was in the BDSM community for like about 8 years or so, but it
Mm-hmm.
was always very like introductory. I never like went to the dungeon excessively. Just practiced at home. Just
Mm-hmm.
it was
So I'm
mostly like personal than anything.
are you a switch or are you more of a dom or more of a submissive?
I'm a submissive leaning switch. I
Okay.
can switch, but because it's mood based, I find that I'm more submissive than switch or than dom.
Okay, okay. Well, people, guess what? When it came to the end of another show, and you know what that means? You know we might have to bring Miss LaFay back. You know this. Because you know how we feel about our sexy geek women. They sexy. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Even my girl Mary, Amy Mary Fowler from what's the name of it? Big Bang Theory. I find her so goddamn sexy, aka Blossom. I follow her so heavy. So with that being said, like I asked all my guests, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yeah.
Y'all heard it first. That's right, people. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and we're going to bring her to the premium smoke room. Y'all know how that works. What happens in the premium smoke room stays in the premium smoke room. $4.99 a month, 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. More unpredictable, more wilder, more candid, more open, more everything. You might see a titty pop out. You might see a popsicle pop up in the mouth. You don't know unless you subscribe, because the best smoke is always premium smoke. So with that being said, Miss LaFay, tell everybody where they can spend their good hard-earned money on you.
You can find all my socials at robinlafay.com. Obviously, you have to unlock the good stuff, but you can find my teasing, tantalizing teasers on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people, she got a nice set of tits and a very nice fat booty. God, you got a nice ass too. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I like that. She, yeah, I'm surprised. I ain't surprised that a lot of male towns they hit your butt up to want to work with you.
They
I
do.
might have been one of the ones. Mm. So with that being said, people, you know how we end these shows all the time. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Say goodbye to the smokers, gorgeous.
All right, guys, it was nice meeting you. I hope to see you again. Thank you for hanging out with us. Goodbye.